pirates. Should I start all over? Okay. Hello, the internet! How's it going, you
Hello, the internet!
bastards! Bastards
let's
or
try it
pirates?
a third time.
Okay. Hello, the internet!
Hello, the internet!
Okay, we're doing the movie Black Mass. This is Unprofessional Movie Reviews with Mark and Billy. And this is the first time I've done a review with him without a beer. So that's sober Mark. So, fucking put that wherever you want in context. Anyways, this is my Iggy Pop shirt. Alright, the way this works is you should click like. Right now, it's so fucking easy, just do it. Your mom raised you wrong if you don't click like.
That button's down
Right
here. And then the
there.
subscribe button is right over here.
Yeah.
So you can click that one too.
You could just do it like this. Or if
Yeah,
you're on your
right.
phone, do it like this. Come on. Also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Simple as that.
Yeah. And then maybe mosey on over to Facebook and Twitter.
And like us on Facebook at Unprofessional Movie Reviews. Follow us on Twitter at official UMR with capital M, capital U, capital M, capital R. Anyways, did we get through all the bullshit?
Yeah.
Did we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, the way this works is we're going to give you a quick little synopsis of the movie Black Mass. And then we're going to tell you our positives, and then we're going to tell you your negatives. Then we're going to give you a tailorized rating between 1 and 10, 0 and 10, and fuck it.
Okay.
What's
Black
this movie
Mass.
about?
A black mass. It's this piece of tissue that's taking up space in my lung right here. I have surgery into.
We're already at 2 minutes.
Oh, the movie!
Yeah, the
I thought we
movie.
were talking about my tumor.
Okay. I did
movie
all the
Black
intros,
Mass.
so yeah, you do a...
Black Mass is the
Non-spoiler.
story of the master gangster James Bulger from 1973 to 1990.
I thought it says 75, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, to 1995, I think, is when the movie ends. But it's the story of his meteoric rise to power and his cooperation, lack thereof, with the FBI.
Yep. Specifically one man from the FBI, kind of two men, but mostly one man.
Yeah.
It says an alliance. If you love Boston accents, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, definitely.
Really good ones.
Yeah.
And then, I think that's about
Jump
it.
into our positives.
So, before I'm going to get into the mess positives a little more, we got Johnny Depp playing Whitey Bulger, and I know this is really rude that I'm looking at my phone, but it's for this. So we got Joel Edgerton playing John Connolly, the FBI agent.
Jesse Plemons.
You just want to go with?
Yeah, Jesse Plemons. We got Dakota Johnson. We've got Peter Sarsgaard.
Don't forget Kevin Bacon and Corey Stoll from Ant-Man, and Benedict Cumberflap.
No, it's Bernadette Cumberbatch.
Yeah, there we go. It's Buster Dip Climber Snitch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
There you go.
Okay, we got Benedict Cumberbatch. Alright, so let's get into positives. Most of the names I just said, and can I take this over?
Yeah, go ahead.
I really, really like a lot of the performances in this movie.
Suck it.
Okay, let's get in the ones we agree about, because I'm pretty sure we agree about, and I think I know which ones we disagree about. So let's get into them right away. Actually, let me say one, and let's see if you agree. Extremely make-upped, blue-contacted Johnny Depp. How is he? Good! Me too! Wow! You remember when he was an actor? I remember that now. I got reminded that he can act, that he's not fucking, just...
I looked all the fuck over for Helena Bonham Carter. I didn't see her once.
Yeah, no, and guess what? Somebody else that isn't Tim Burton directed this. I'm not saying that that's why he can act, because he can't act in other movies.
We're just sick of it.
Yeah, we're just sick of it.
Fucking sick of it.
I like you both separately.
Tim Burton, knock it off.
Yeah,
Bang Bang isn't funny anymore.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
done.
Anyways, so Johnny Depp did really, really well.
Yes.
I'm going to be using the word transformed a lot. And yes, I actually, a lot of the times, forgot that was Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, afterwards when we were looking at different actors, I saw a picture of Johnny Depp, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Because I just watched a, 2-3 hour movie of him, and didn't see him at all. Like, the makeup he pulled off, I know he's got some fetish about wearing 5 pounds of makeup on his face, but this time he pulled it off, and it was
He
really
actually
good.
wasn't wearing that much makeup on his face.
Really?
No, he wasn't.
Wow.
It's mostly the contacts.
I thought they were trying to make him look older.
And his hair. No, he's in his 50s.
I know, but he's a good-looking 50s.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing that much makeup.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
Okay.
some contouring.
Then, okay, so there we go with that. Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton. I have not seen him in anything other than this. I liked him. I'm probably not going to look forward to seeing him in anything else, but I thought this was a good vehicle for him.
Okay, cool. If you guys want to flip back, or if you've seen him, I did a review almost a year ago with the other guy who isn't Billy Taylor of the movie Exodus: Gods and Kings, which is a Ridley Scott movie, and Joel Edgerton was in that. And I know, right? And I believe I said the words, "This dude's fucking garbage," because I thought Joel Edgerton was garbage. So, going off of that, Joel Edgerton's really good in this. I actually really liked him, and he can play Boston way better than he can play Pharaoh. I'll give you that right now, that he's a lot better Irishman than he is Egyptian.
Than a white Egyptian.
Yeah, weird, right? Sorry, I can't even go back and do it. Fuck that movie. Yeah, so I actually really like Joel Edgerton. Let's go along.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Peter Sarsgaard. Oh my god!
Yes!
I didn't know it was him! I'm like, I recognize that face.
Oh, I knew it was him, but that's because I just watched The Slab.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But again with transformation, his mannerisms, he played coked out so much. I knew he was coked out before we saw him shoot up. He didn't have to do that immediately, like when they're like, look, this guy's a coked out guy. We'll show him shoot coke immediately so we know. It just... He, like, spit out words and shook.
I was nervous.
All right, yeah. And, oh, my God. He was good. And if he just had, like, more than 2% in the movie, I feel like he could have owned a lot more of that movie.
Let's keep moving. Dakota Johnson.
I liked her in this.
I don't...
There was two dramatic... All right. She is better in this than she is in 50 Shades of Grey. Or 50 Shades of Grey didn't really show me, even in the dramatic parts, that she can do dramatic. I actually liked... You can say yours in a minute when we're in negatives.
I'm not going to remember.
I'll remind you. I really want to hear your negatives about her. But we're on positives. I really enjoyed her, and that's my opinion. And I thought that she totally pulled off her scenes. I'm not saying that she was as good as everybody else. But I am saying that she wasn't bad in this. I'll remind you about Dakota Johnson.
All right.
And then we got Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, always consistent, great.
Great.
I mean, it wasn't a special role for him. He was just Kevin Bacon.
He was there. And he was good. He was good. Corey Stoll.
Same thing.
Yeah, he's alright.
He was Corey Stoll.
He was Corey Stoll. He was okay.
He was bad in fucking Ant-Man, but it wasn't his fault.
Well, that was my opinion. I don't know if that's your opinion.
It's a fair opinion.
I think it was a very poorly written character in
Right.
Ant-Man.
Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad.
I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I think Jesse Plemons has...
He's
he's the
guy that looks like a cross between Jim Gaffigan and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon
Breaking Bad plays Todd.
Yeah.
But he plays Kevin something in this movie. He's a bodyguard type guy.
He's muscle.
Yeah.
He's muscle. He's one of those small but will beat the shit out of...
Right.
Oh my god, some of the scenes of this movie.
See, right at the beginning, the first scene.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good.
Well, there's a scene just about him. This isn't about the scene, just about him. There's a moment where he thinks he's going to get the shit kicked out of him from Whitey. And Whitey starts hitting somebody else. He has no idea that he's supposed to beat this guy up. And then he sees Whitey hit him, and he makes eyes, and Whitey makes eyes with him, and then he just goes, He is such dumb muscle, and he played dumb muscle better than Joe fucking Pesci. Like, he did it so well that it reminded me of Joe Pesci from Casino. And I'll tell you right now, that is a high honor if I say something like that about you, because I love Joe Pesci, especially in a Scorsese movie.
I think that's all the poster actors, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, right, yeah.
I thought he was amazing. He doesn't have a big role. Sorry, he doesn't steal any scenes. He didn't need to. But when it comes, again, for transforming themselves, there was a scene where he was talking, and I couldn't see him because it was, like, talking over, like, a body being found or something. And I didn't know it was him until it flipped over. I thought he mastered the Boston accent really well. What? I know I got bad teeth.
No, I'm just pinstring.
Oh, okay. Do you have anything positive or negative to say about, or positive to say about?
The soundtrack to this movie was extremely non-intrusive. It did a good job of building tension. I like the cinematography in general. The extreme close-ups for the interview scenes are a good juxtaposition for the wide shots that are used for the rest of the movie. I also agree, bless me, with a lot of the things you said about some of the actors. And I thought the direction for this movie was unique. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of, like, The Departed, like some other...
that and Departed is loosely based off of this and a Japanese movie. Is based off of Whitey Bulger and Infernal Affairs.
But I'm saying it's a Boston gangster movie.
Yeah. So but even the shots did remind me, and I might go back into that in my negatives. Yeah. But going back to what you were saying about soundtrack, I'm going to go with sound mixing, where you get this little bit of... somebody's getting strangled, and there was a moment just so brief and subtle where they played the sound that you get when you're being strangled for a second. You get like the... And it was just a little bit, and it made me go, oh. And that had nothing to do with what I was watching. It was the sound editing or sound mixing, and I thought that was great. Do you have any more positives? I could probably come up with a couple more.
One specific scene, the scene with Johnny Depp and the actress who played Connolly. I don't know his name. John Connolly's wife, when he's...
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alert, but that scene, we all know it when you see it, is cringeworthy.
Oh, yeah. And he doesn't actually do anything, and it's cringeworthy. It's
just, she sells it.
Oh, yeah. No, she did really good in that.
I don't know her name, but...
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what else this director did. Do you remember his name?
Something Scott.
Something Scott. It's not really Scott, thank God. But... I actually think this guy's got chops, and I think that he can do more. I'm ready for negatives, because I got a few. Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think a lot of the writing was shit. Yeah. I think the script was really, really bad. Yeah. There was a scene in this where... I'll do the entire scene. Oh! Jimmy, I haven't seen you since exposition. And then Jimmy goes, hey, that exposition had nothing to do with the scene. Okay, cool, bye. Like... What? Come on! Like, hey, this is your background. Thanks for saying that randomly on the street, old lady. That had nothing to do with... Oh,
you were in prison.
Yeah, you just got out of Alcatraz. No, that was 10 years ago. Then why is this old lady bringing it up? They showed that... I don't think that's spoiling. They showed it
since, like...
10 years. And he's, like, going off as this Robin Hood and how he's helping this old lady out. And this old lady hasn't seen him in 10 years.
And he's been around. He's been in South Boston since he got out.
He hasn't left South Boston. He's been trying to run it. And she's like, oh, let me just tell the audience of this movie something really quick. And that wasn't the only time they did that. They did a lot of really, really, really sloppy exposition in the middle of a scene that has no fucking business. There's places to do exposition. There fucking is. And those aren't the places. Those are the opposite of the places. That was what I got about the writing, and there's a few other... You good? There's a few other lines that I just went, ugh! Right. Like, geez. Like, it's really like they were reading off the documentary I just watched. Like, and then this happens. Like, oh, God. All right, you go.
Dakota Johnson. She goes two directions in this movie. She's either at, like, a 3 or she's at a 10. And
okay, I can't do it.
She doesn't sell either of them.
But at least she has a 10. At least she can do a 10 now.
It's a 10 for her. It's a 10 for her. It's a normal person's 7. She's at a 10 for her, and she undersells it. She doesn't have the energy. It's the eyes that give her away. It's her eyes. She doesn't really commit with her eyes. You can tell she'd rather be somewhere else doing something else.
You're kind of convincing me, but I had such a low image of her, but it still kind of made me happy. You're kind of convincing me. She
maintained my low opinion of her.
Okay, I'll take my Dakota Johnson out of the positives, but put it in between. Okay. I'm not putting in the negatives.
Pacing.
Took it out of the positives.
Pacing. This movie had such bad pacing, I stopped caring about what was happening.
Yep.
I knew it was building up to a similar collapse to movies like Goodfellas, movies like Wolf of Wall Street, where we're hearing about the meteoric rise, there's going to be a fall, he's going to get arrested, he's going to get caught, whatever. And spoiler alert, fucking it's history. It happened already. So, it was in the news. Because it was
recently.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not really spoiling anything, but I stopped caring. About an hour and 45 minutes, I looked at my watch to see how long the movie was so far, and that is when I realized that I wasn't enjoying this movie as much as I thought I was going to. The performances in it, love them. But you can't just rely on good performances.
You can't.
To
We've
sell
said that
a
about
shitty-
many movies.
Right.
You can't just... You gotta...
Inherent Vice!
Yeah, Inherent Vice! Some of the best performances of last year. My least favorite movie of last year.
Yes.
And I saw a lot of movies
Right.
last year. Okay, back to what you were saying about... You were saying something right before you said you can't rely on performances.
I was talking about pacing.
Pacing. About... You know when somebody goes, it's a long movie? That's not a negative.
It
They
builds
didn't mean to
slow.
say
It's
it
a
long.
slow
Yes,
burn.
it's... I have no problems with long movies. My favorite movies are 2-3 hours long. I love Wolf of Wall Street, and that's a long
There Will Be
fucking
Blood
movie.
is one of mine.
Yeah, and that's a long fucking movie without any music, by the way, so it's even longer. But this feels like a long movie. That little extra word I threw in there, feels. This feels long. And a movie should never feel long. Ever. Titanic shouldn't feel long. No long movie should feel like you've been there. You need to be rushed into it.
Like a Marvel movie.
Like a yes, Marvel's got a good. Or like a Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
Look at Goodfellas. You can juxtapose this with Goodfellas.
That movie's like 3 hours long, and I love it.
And I can't, it feels like an hour to me.
Yes.
But this, if you juxtapose this with Goodfellas, you have amazing performances on both, right? But what else? You have amazing soundtrack, amazing this, amazing pacing. Goodfellas is one of the best paced movie ever.
No
And guess
confusing
what?
time jumps.
No dumb time jumps. Like, wow, this needs to be solved next week, 5 years later. You know, that's what they were doing in this movie. And another thing Goodfellas has, which we're going back to it, is writing. This dude who wrote this movie didn't try. And I'm mad about it.
He spent a little too much time focusing on the outcome before it happened.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is, I think, what ruined it.
I mean, I'm gonna... Alright, in our closing arguments, this isn't the worst movie, and by far...
No. Go see
not
it.
even
Go see
close. We got up on our negatives because we're nitpicky, and that's what we're supposed to
it.
do.
Right.
But, will I watch this again? Yeah.
I probably won't.
Well, if it's on HBO. If it's on Netflix, and if I'm with Taylor and Taylor hasn't watched it, I'll sit down and watch this movie again. And that's saying a lot for me. Will I buy it? No. No, I will not buy this movie. Even if it's in the $5 bin. Even if it's in the $1.
Let's get to our ratings.
Oh, you not got no closing arguments?
No, I've said everything I need to say.
Okay. I'm going to be giving this a 6.5 blue eyes out of 10. Again, that's a positive rating because the performances are that good.
5 out of 10, funny like a clown's. What, you think I'm funny?
Funny like a clown,
Funny
I'm
like a clown,
amusing
what do
you.
you
That's another negative I forgot, too. Stop stealing scenes from better movies. Jesus Christ.
I
Like
like the way that
times.
they did it, but...
It was still a good scene, but I shouldn't be reminded of another movie during a movie. That's a bad thing.
It does
That's
take you out of it, that's true.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe!
Tell Mark that his shirt's awesome. Tell me
Iggy
that my
Pop.
shirt's awesome.
I don't know.
Tell us,
or something?
tell us how much you like spending money on Pokemon cards.
Yep, okay. Sorry this review went long. I didn't think we'd be spending this long on negatives, but then I exploded and made our
Right.
negatives
It's also
long.
a reference to the movie.
Yeah, no, I'm
Way
sorry
too
if this
long.
felt like it was a long time. Okay, anything else before I say the most important part?
Gabagool.
Gabagool. I forgot my important part. Remembered it. Bye!